Thank you everyone for joining us today for keeping up with the promotional expectations of today's consumers. I'm Teresa McKendry, Vice President of Marketing here at Blackhawk Engagement Solutions. We are testing out a new format here today. This is going to be a mini webinar. We're going to keep it to about 15 minutes. So today's agenda, we're keeping it short and sweet. So what's changed? So how have consumer expectations changed over the last decade? What does today's customer expect from promotions? So how do the changes in our customers impact how they engage with our promotional strategy? And then we're going to look at some best practices. So about us, if you don't know, Blackhawk Engagement Solutions delivers incentive programs that build relationships. So we work with our clients to provide compelling rewards, easy-to-use platforms, and committed partnerships that power really impactful incentive programs. So what's changed in the last decade? I figured I could tell you, or we could ask an analyst. So we're going to let David talk.
There's just this broad array of ways that people have been taking the virtual phone, for example, into the physical world and using that to just navigate better and be dramatically more empowered. Learning more about not just price, about where things come from, what reviews are, what really is the difference between this one and that one, seeing how whether or not something might be better for them versus something else. And they're just doing more research. There's more information flow that's going back and forth. And even before they're out in the physical world, especially if it's something that has a reasonable price tag on it, people have done their research beforehand. They've been at home on a tablet or on their laptops, looking things up and getting more information. There's another phenomenon that we're seeing as well, though, which is the expectation of consumers to have it happen now for them.
Well, great. Thank you, David. Always better to ask an analyst. So the major trends that he covered are really this concept of virtual meets physical. So this is important. It's an important distinction. So a lot of folks are looking to move virtual. Obviously, digital has long been a huge trend, but it's really important to make sure that your promotional strategy meets this kind of omni-channel expectation. So we run tens of millions of promotions every year, and you would be surprised how many people still want to mail something in or fax. But obviously, a large majority are engaging on their phones and desktops. But it's important to meet everybody where they want to be met, and your promotional strategy is absolutely no exception to that trend. Research and information access. So nobody would argue that we have unparalleled access to information today, whether it's Google or your smartphone, you have access to information everywhere. And this heavily impacts the effectiveness of your promotional strategy and how you need to stand out, right? It's harder than ever to be different. So relevant and immediate. In every marketing presentation, obviously, you need to talk about how you maintain that one-to-one relevancy. And there's a lot that you can bring to your promotional strategy as it relates to relevant, making sure that that reward connects with the individual and making sure that all of your communications and your experience really touches on that customer's needs and that customer's information. And immediate. Obviously, everybody wants everything right now. We'll even have a short webinar here just to make sure that we're keeping with this trend. So it's really important to make sure that your promotional strategy meets the quickness that today's customer needs. And novel and diverse. So the analyst didn't mention this directly, but I think the ability to stand out, the ability to keep interest, and the ability to be different is hugely important if you look at all of these other factors. If people are going to have a higher level of research and information engagement, they want things to be more relevant, you have to stand out and you have to be different. So let's talk about how this carries through to promotions. So we have created what I affectionately term this deal-seeking monster, right? So every marketer out there, whether you started in coupons, in FSIs, circulars, we've been grooming today's customer to look for deals absolutely everywhere. I know I always kind of look at myself personally, and I buy a lot of stuff online, and if I don't have a promo code, I will probably abandon my cart, right? I feel like who pays full price anymore? So if I can't find 10% off or I can't find free shipping, I'll probably wait on my purchase. And I think that's no exception for consumers today, whether they're online or in store. We've really trained customers to actively seek out deals. 85% of consumers look for deals prior to visiting a retailer. We have studied paths to promotion for a long time, and one of the interesting things that we've found out is people are looking for deals online, mobile, obviously, but they haven't abandoned more traditional media. So print advertising inserts are still popular. People haven't totally shifted the way they look for deals. They've just increased it. So that's been a really interesting find that we've found over the years. And obviously, 96% of Americans plan to use their mobile device to find better retail bargains. I think one of the really interesting things and challenging things for promotional marketers is that consumers are looking for deals before they shop, while they shop, and even after they shop. So if you look at the continuum of deal information or deal apps, you have everything from a coupons.com to a Retail Me Not, even the Walmart app where you can get the savings catcher where you can get a rebate after you shop, right, if there's a price match. So the availability to find deals in today's marketplace is amazing. If you're a consumer, it's awesome and powerful. If you're a marketer, it's a little bit daunting because how do you stand out and how do you have a really effective promotional strategy? So one of the things that we've learned is that to get the biggest value in promotion, rewards-based strategies, reward-based promotions really help you stand out. So reward-based promotions outperform discount-based promotions by over 42%. And a reward-based promotion is anything from a rebate to a gift with purchase to a points program, and really giving the customer something back versus simply a discount. There's great psychological benefit to the shopper. They're getting something tangible that has an inherent implied value to it. And then obviously, if you're looking at kind of your price perception, giving a reward versus a discount has a long-term value to maintaining your price and market. Value in promotion. So why promote at all? 80% of shoppers are willing to switch brands or stores because of a promotion. Depending which side of the fence you sit on, this could be really exciting or really scary. So if you have the best promotional strategy, if you're beating your competitors, this can be a big leg up. If you kind of look at the past couple slides and all of the trends in the marketplace, promotion is becoming increasingly important amongst the key pillars of marketing. So how you promote, how that promotional experience impacts your customer, all of that has more of an impact on your bottom line than before. So next, we're going to look at diversity. So dare to be different. We found this great stat. So a consumer sees 5,000 or more offers and ads daily. And it seems like a lot until you kind of take a step back and realize that you see them on the highway, on the train, on your computer, on your phone, in your email. You could consider this webinar one. So I mean, really, there's just a lot. So how do you stand out? I think we've learned there have been some really highly publicized case studies that you can't stop promoting. You can't stop discounting. We've seen retailers in recent years attempt to stop discounting, and that they've returned voraciously because they realize that their customers want discounts. They want promotions. They want to feel like they're the savvy shopper. And you can't remain the same. You know, we've seen some case studies, and I think as individuals we've all experienced, if you see the same offer day in and day out, right? If you go to the grocery store and you see those same, 10 boxes of macaroni and cheese for $10, you're never going to buy it at $1.49 because next week it's going to be $1. So it really changes people's behavioral habits. If you have an expectation of a discount and it's the same discount, So I really think that it's hugely important, and we've learned this from some of our major clients. You need to shift your offer strategy at least 5 times a year. This might be value, this might be reward modality, so it might be changing of how that reward is delivered, or kind of the product purchased or the messages behind it. So it's really important to kind of keep a fresh perspective on how you're appearing in market, understanding that your shopper is going to see 5,000 plus ads on a daily basis. And then OMNI options. So mobile experience is really important. We've talked about this, but you may still have a customer that wants to engage with your promotion on a phone or mail-in or in person. I mentioned, we do about 50 million promotional transactions a year, and we have people that still fax stuff in, but those are really valuable customers. So we would never want to recommend that you don't do it, but we also need to meet customers where they want to be met. So if it's text or mobile or email, you need to make sure that you're offering all of those solutions as well, because consumer preferences change, and it's not necessarily a generational thing. You may talk to a millennial that doesn't want to be marketed to on their phone. So you need to figure out a different way to engage with them promotionally. So this also applies to reward strategy. So here at Blackhawk, we have pretty much every reward card you could ever imagine. So we've got physical, we've got digital, we have e-gift, we have cards we can mail out. But when customers are presented with the choice, they actually prefer a physical card. There's something about tangibility of a reward. If it's a branded value or a currency, consumers today absolutely still prefer a physical card, right? They like to look, touch, and feel. For marketers, that's great. You can put your logo on it. You can, have a little billboard in their wallet. But I really think when you're looking at promotions and reward strategy, making sure that you have both physical and virtual rewards to meet your customers where they want to be met, that's a huge part of the program. Some people are really attracted to an e-gift. Others may not want that experience. So finally, we're going to look at best practices for changing with the customer. So we've looked at some trends. We heard from an analyst. How do you implement this? What's a kind of a simple guide for going to market with your promotional strategy? So we went and asked our clients, and we got some great feedback. One of the things that we heard was to regularly research your shopper base. And I know probably everybody on the phone conducts shopper marketing. We've come across very few clients that actually research promotional impact as well as promotional experience. So next time you're kicking off some research, asking your shoppers how they want to engage with a promotion, what they expect from a reward, and what they like that they've experienced from your competitors, it's really valuable information and can help shape a more impactful promotional strategy. Mix it up. So we talked about diversity, but look at different ways that you can mix up your promotional strategy. So you should have a partner that can talk to you about different rewards, different ideas, different programs, so you can keep that freshness in market and make sure that you're always getting as many new customers as you should with your budget and with your approach. Have the best rewards. So this is about having the most appealing reward, right? The one that's going to drive the most impact for your promotion. But there's also a lot that you can do to kind of connect the promotional goals and your brand value to the program. There's a lot of customization with rewards, whether you're looking at branding or whether you're looking at configuring the reward itself. So, you can create, if you're running a wellness program, you can create a card that's only good at gyms and spas. If you want to run a pet program, you can create a card that's only good at veterinarian and pet specialty. So there's a lot that you can do with a reward strategy, whether it's delivery or messaging or even the reward itself, to make sure that it's perfectly tailored to be relevant and meet the needs of your program. Keep it simple. You can't have a marketing presentation without including that. So, always make sure that you're auditing your message, make sure that you're auditing the ask of your customer to make sure that it's easy to understand and easy to participate. You really should always be advocating for a great incentive experience with your participant. It's hard to get a new customer and you should make sure that you're really driving them through a great experience as part of that. And use all of your data. So if you're looking at a reward-based solution, whether it's, again, rebates, gifts with purchase, points programs, you should absolutely be collecting data during that experience. It's just an inherent part of the process. So what do you do with that data? So taking that information, whether you take what they purchased, what promotion they responded to, any additional opt-ins or data that you collect, and making sure that you use that to drive long-term customer loyalty, that's really key to making your initial promotional spend a huge success. So with that, we promise to keep it to 15 minutes. I think I'm being true to that. So thank you so much for joining. If you guys have any questions, this is my contact information. I'm Teresa McKendry at Blackhawk Engagement Solutions. Feel free to reach out to me. But with that, I will let everybody get back to your Tuesdays. Thank you so much for joining.